my name is Tara Badcock. I'm an artist based in the north of Tasmania. I live in Chudley, in the middle of nowhere. This is my solo commission at the Devonport Regional Gallery, titled Hunt, Nature, Birth.
So I wanted to start off talking about your solo commission, and from getting the solo commission to having a theme and everything, How did that process change?
It was an extension of the work I made for Felt Presence, which was an exhibition that Ellie Ray curated and brought together. So it was, the pieces I made were about female resilience and strength and adaptability and ingenuity, and I wanted to keep working along those lines, and I wanted to keep exploring that area because it was quite new to me. So I approached Ellie to see if it was possible to have an exhibition at some point. I didn't know about the commission process, the solo commission, so she explained to me, and then we discussed a bit more, and she said, yep, we'd like to offer it to you. So that was wonderful, and meant that I could come up with a body of work and, spend some time working on it. So initially I proposed work about ideas about female containment, so not specifically about pregnancy and birth, but about the way women create environments. So you create a home or a nest, or just, you make a place in the world for yourself to live, and then you fill it with things and I don't know, I've lost my train of thought now. I got the commission, and then I discovered I was pregnant after. So the work would have been dealing with ideas around the first pregnancy and birth that I had my son, who was already 4 at the time. So and I hadn't had a very nice, I didn't find it a pleasant experience. Put it that way. I didn't know what I was in for. I don't think you do as a new parent. You never know what you're getting into. And the second pregnancy actually answered a lot of the questions I had about the first pregnancy, and then I had to have another cesarean, and we discovered that, or the surgeon said, I have a funny shaped womb, so now I know that I didn't miss out on a natural birth the first time I was actually possibly not able to give birth naturally. So I still have lots of questions, and they will never get answered, but I wanted to make peace with the whole situation and what I'd been through. So this is a process of coming to terms with and making peace with what's happened. I have to say the pelvises really cheer me up. I look at them and just think, that was really funny, and it's a really good idea, and it really worked well. The dress piece, the marsupial mummy, that's important because I came up with a way that I could accept having been a cesarean birthing mother. So, I'm a marsupial. I had a pocket, and it opened, and out came the baby, like that. But it was a little bit divorced. It was surgical, so it was not natural, and it was not, what's the word? Well, nurturing. Yeah, it wasn't a nurturing thing. It's something to get over. It wasn't so like a natural birth, I imagine, because I haven't had one, is something that your body's prepared for and designed for, and it has a process of recovery, which is, it's just as hard, but it's more natural. Yeah. It's quite interesting because I can really see now who my influences are. Now all the work is up. I can see that Louise Bourgeois is a huge influence. I love her work, and I saw it when I lived in Paris. I saw a lot of it, especially her little sort of felted fetus pieces. They were quite, I thought, at the time it was like, yuck, because I hadn't had children, and now I know it's like, oh yeah. And Grayson Perry is a favourite as well. I love his very honest approach to dealing with ideas and things that are happening to people, and very human events as well. He's a cross-dressing artist. He's just fantastic. He's amazing, actually. He's just really, really intelligent and humane and earthy, and he's an amazing person. Frida Kahlo, obviously, with the heart and the baby because of her strength of spirit, and English sculptor Anya Gallico, whose work I saw in Siena in Italy, and there was a room full of, there was a big cast bronze tree, an apple tree, and she just stuck all these fresh apples on it. So you entered the gallery space with this monumental massive metal tree with these rotting apples on it, and the smell was just amazing. It was incredible. It was like being in an orchard. And the fruit represents the family, so your children and yourself, and you stop. So the pelvis is, you've got the first one is about youth and the promise of youth and all the things that are possible in your imagination about what you're going to do in your life. The middle one was about living the dream and trying to do all the stuff you're doing, and you're living for yourself. And then the third one is you've had children, and then everything sort of gets sucked into nurturing those fruits and raising them up and turning them into big trees as well. So there you go. The end.